When you want only the best for your pet, check out AbbeyBellePetDesigns.com. We offer quality products such as floppy beds, crate pads, round pet beds, pillow slip covers, belly bands, and more. All products come in a variety of colors and sizes, guaranteed to satisfy your pet's particular style. Your pet deserves to be pampered, so shop at AbbeyBellePetDesigns.com. If you don't see the item you want listed in our shop, just drop us a line and we'll be glad to make the product of your pet's dreams. AbbeyBellePetDesigns.com. Good morning, everybody. It is Monday. Hey, Gary. Hey, Robin. Let me move the mic a little bit closer. Maybe you can hear me a little better. How are you? How is everybody? Hey, Chezzy. Good to see you. Glad that you're here. Hope that isn't frozen. It looks a little frozen there. Oh, there we go. I'm great. How are you? Hey, Alan. Brandon. Brandon, did you get the job? Hey, Wayne. Hey, Dawn, good morning. We've been curious, Brandon, if you got the job or not. Wait for more people to come in slowly in this morning. They pushed their decision back 3 weeks. Oh, not good, Brandon. I would suggest just going out and continue to look. Saved by Grace, how are you? Good morning. Good video and audio. Good, Wayne. I just continue to look because when they do that, it's like they don't know what they're doing. And I would just, if I were you, because I know you need to get something. And no, I know it wasn't a no. But, hey, Marlene, but you're waiting around for 3 weeks. They may decide to just not do anything. Hey, Carmen. And I wouldn't put anything in that basket anymore. I would just move on, keep looking. And then if it comes around, great. If it doesn't, that's fine too. Hey, Lori. They have a new CEO and they said they are going through changes. Yeah. Yeah, I think a lot of companies are going through changes. And with a CEO, they usually like to hire their own people when new people come in. So that's kind of it sounds like they just, right now, they don't have all their stuff together, if you know what I mean. If you guys could, if you don't mind retweeting this, I know it's Monday and people are slow getting in, but I don't know if people got notifications or not. But VP said she is very, very interested and wish she could go rogue. Yeah, I know. And I'm sure they are, Brandon. And that's the bad thing. You know, they're going to lose people by not being able to make decisions right away. And it's a shame, but it happens all the time. And you might find something even better in the meantime. So it will be their loss, but that's why they need to make decisions quickly instead of procrastinating. Good morning, Marlene. I keep messing with the camera this morning. Okay, let me quickly read to you a little bit of Psalm 56, and then we'll get started. Be merciful to me, O God, for man would swallow me up. Fighting all day, he oppresses me. My enemies would hound me all day, for there are many who fight against me, O Most High. Whenever I am afraid, I will trust in you. In God, I will praise his word. In God, I have put my trust. I will not fear. What can flesh do to me? Amen. Psalm 56. It's just a little bit. It's a really long psalm, but I wanted to read part of it to you. I guess, again, it's Monday morning. Mondays seem to be very slow lately in getting people in. I don't know if they have a hard time getting up or if Mondays are busy, but hopefully more people will join us. And I wanted to ask you guys, do you remember a guy by the name of Todd Kincannon? Does anybody remember him? A guy on Twitter. Todd Kincannon. He was pretty popular, Chezzy. He started that hashtag TCOT. If he didn't start it, he was, hey Julia, he was very much instrumental in getting that hashtag TCOT, Top Conservatives on Twitter, started. Yeah, Robin, you remember him. Okay, so he was from South Carolina, an attorney. I know. Yep, never liked him. Actually, I just opened my eyes. Carmen said. Marlene said, sorta. Well, he was extremely popular on Twitter. Had a ton of followers. And when he first came on, I remember he was a likable guy, an attorney, South Carolina, GOP. Used to be in, I think, South Carolina legislature, or at least, something to do with helping get GOP in there, that type of thing. So anyway, he got married, but when this was happening, after he'd first come on, he would fight with everybody. He would start, arguing, hey Bob, with everybody on Twitter, and it just got worse and worse. And not only did it get worse in the fighting, it got worse in the things that he was saying. He got more offensive. The things he was saying offended a lot of people. It deteriorated rather quickly, and I couldn't figure it out, but I stopped following him. I didn't want to have anything to do with him. And then the Bar Association, I remember there was some investigations going on. Well, this morning I read, hey Cannon, good to see you. I read that he had been, I guess he was disbarred, according to this particular article. He was disbarred. He was living with his parents. I believe, again, I think he's just 37. He had gotten a divorce, and he was not married very long at all. Married this pretty woman that, I remember seeing her picture. And it seemed like they had, a lot going on, and everybody thought, oh, how great couple, power couple, whatever. And so living with his mom, lost his license, according to this article. And the most not equally yoked, well, as it turns out, Brandon, allegedly, again, according to this article, he was just put in a mental institution for evaluation because he sacrificed his dog, and because he says God told him to do it. Well, I won't go into details about what he did with the dog. Seriously, Chessie. But it explains a lot about why the deterioration in watching somebody just kind of go downhill and not knowing. I don't know, Brandon. I have no idea. Where's this article? It's on the Washington Examiner. WashingtonExaminer.com. I was shocked. I was looking at it this morning and I went, whoa, I recognized him right away. And then I started reading the article and I was like, oh my gosh. I mean, unbelievable. And I guess it's, it's a little bit, it's like somebody, you quote unquote knew on social media. Hey, Lynn. And then he turns out to have done something allegedly like this, and where he was and where he is now is just amazingly different. Another tragedy of our time. I know, Carmen, it is. I mean, it really is. So, I mean, also in the article it said that his mother had allegedly locked herself in the bathroom because she was fearing for her life. So, I don't even know what to say. Hey, angels. So hopefully they can get him some help, and I'm sure he's going to be charged. I don't know, in South Carolina, in North Carolina, it would be a felony. I mean, in North Carolina, in California, it would be a felony. So I don't know what it would be in South Carolina, assuming he had his all of his faculties when he did it. It doesn't sound like it, but I don't know. I don't know what they're going to find. But I just wanted to bring that up because I was just so shocked by it. So, yeah, if he got kicked off of Twitter, so he hasn't been on Twitter in a long time. Hey, Teresa. But anyway, people will, with mental illness, suffer. So, yep, absolutely, Marlene. They really do. And it's, again, it's just shocking to see somebody that when he first started, where he was and what it devolved into. How do you find it? Just WashingtonExaminer.com. Look up Todd, Todd, Kinnanon, Kinnanon, I think. And you'll see where it talks about something about sacrificing his dog. That's where the article is. So, yeah. Not good. Not good at all. But anyway. Hey, Sarah. Hey, Hig. In other news, what's up with Kentucky, Robin? What's up with Kentucky? The Democrat there, I wrote an article about it at SusanKnowles.com. Her name is Allison Lundergan Grimes. She basically made a joke about Rand Paul at a meeting she was at last week, and it was reported by the AP. Hey, Cully. And the article basically said that she had laughed about Rand Paul saying he could be beaten, just ask his neighbor. So, I mean, that's pretty disgusting. Good morning, my lovely Sue and Lady Gracie. You look well rested. Well, sort of. I don't know. Oh, she's awful. Yeah, I can't stand the woman Robin said. I was just, it's amazing how they do stuff like that, and they talk about people, and they're so ready to say anything that disparaging. And yet, when anybody, hey Daniel, when anybody says anything about them, they go crazy. Yeah, it's so childish, I know. I mean, look at Maxine Waters saying go after them, meet them anywhere, disrupt their dinners, whatever. And then we got that. Similar to basket of deplorable comment. Yeah, Alan said. Hey, Jules. Yeah, so, I mean, it's she's a piece of work and probably just needs to be voted on out of there. And, if this were a Republican that had said what she said, then they would be having to step down. I mean, I wondered in my article, I said, does she make fun of the fact, how about when Gabby Giffords got shot? Was she laughing about that? And how about Steve Scalise? Did she think that was funny? And that's just crazy. Candace Owens' breakfast was disrupted this morning by Antifa types? Really? Hey, Bob. That's terrible. Candace Owens also had her Twitter locked out for about 12 hours over the weekend. She took what that Sarah Jung had said, and instead of the word white, for white people, she put in the word black people. And she got told by Twitter, you've violated our rules for that type of talk and blah, blah, blah. It's funny. It was okay when it was white people, but it wasn't okay when it was black people. So why the double standard, Twitter? Why the double standard? We're under this... no, she didn't put Jews. Candace Owens put in black people. I heard her, what she said. Sorry I haven't been around, been on company-sponsored vacation. Well, that's nice, Bob. To get your company to sponsor your vacation, I think that's cool. But, yeah, I don't know about this morning. I'm talking about when Candace, what she did to get knocked out of Twitter. Just like Allah and Jesus comments. I know. I pray she's voted out. I've been praying for that for a while in regards to Grimes. Twitter knows she's black. I know, Cully. They know she's black. She wrote about black people just to say, look, why do you have this up here about white people? She was very upset about that. She's of the opinion, I think many of us in here are, saying that, racism is racism. Discrimination is discrimination. And it's not okay against blacks or Jews or Hispanics or Asians or anybody else. And it isn't okay against whites either. So this is a double standard that needs to be corrected. It needs to be corrected not only on social media, but in general. It needs to be corrected. It's ridiculous. Minorities will become the majority soon. That's true, Bob. It's true. Look at South Africa right now. Yeah, I know, Brandon. But it's ridiculous. And, it wasn't okay to say things against black people, and it still isn't, years ago and today. So why is it okay if you say those, hey, Junior, against white people? And it's not okay. They have in Mississippi, Carmen said. So, these double standards need to go. It's terrible she put in blacks and she is black. Yep, good morning, Junior. Yeah, she was just trying to make a point, Chezzy, that, if you put the word black in there instead of white people, people would be all up in arms. And obviously she was right, because Twitter suspended her for 12 hours. Now, they have since apologized to her, but it's ridiculous. Double standard for sure. Absolutely. and it needs to stop. You know, if you're not gonna, if it's racist against one race, it's racist against all of them. So anyway, so ridiculous. In other news, this woman named Elizabeth Heng, Heng, she almost beat the Democrat Jim Costa in California, which is absolutely unheard of in the primaries. It was a 53-47. Again, totally unheard of. And she's going to be facing him in the general election. She's a 33. They apologize because they got exposed. Exactly, Cully. They got caught. She's a 33-year-old Republican. Seems to be extremely intelligent by all accounts. Totally the opposite of Ocasio-Cortez. And what she did was she, so late again and think I might be in Facebook timeout for fighting with a New Mexico liberal, Barbara said. I was wondering where everybody is. I was saying on Mondays, it takes a long time for people to come in. She placed an ad on Facebook about her family roots. Now, she talked about the horror of Cambodia, the Cambodian genocide. I know, it's Monday. And about her American immigrant parents and what they went through in Cambodia. And I did see the ad. There were a couple of, black and white photographs of, dead skulls, skeletons laying on the ground and skulls, that type of thing. Wasn't anything that you would really look at. Cortez is good for the GOP. I encourage your rhetoric. I know, Junior. And so the Facebook said that her ad was against advertising policies. We don't allow ads that contain shocking, disrespectful, or sensational content, including ads that depict violence or threats of violence. So she wasn't allowed to talk about the history of Cambodia, what her parents went through, and why she continues to fight for right and justice. And again, this woman, if you know anybody in California, again, who has the moral authority as their standard, there's a standard when you're Facebook and you just happen to want it to be whatever you want it to be. That's the standard. But if you know anybody in California, I don't know what district she's in, but Heng, Elizabeth, I encourage them to vote for her. She sounds amazing. And again, to have a Republican in California that came that close to winning in the primaries is unheard of. Seems like a one-sided standard to me, and that's because it is one-sided, Brandon. Yep. Now, Brian Stelter from CNN. You're the only person I know in California. I know. I mean, but, if you're out tweeting or something or on Facebook, encourage people to look her up, vote for her. Seems like, boy, do we have little bots today. So anyway, Brian Stelter said, I guess, that he and Don Lemon received death threats. Now, they've received death threats before. I guess it's something that they, on occasion, get it. It's not out of the norm. Hey, Jules. And they said, other people get it too. Yep, the lib called me names, including saying I was fat, but my post was stopped and no name called. Yeah, Barbara, well, that, what do you expect? I mean, for every time a liberal starts an argument, they end up with personal attacks. It happens every single time. That's why I just started not wasting my time. Monday Madness, how are we? Yep. Met a SoCal couple on the plane, and they said they are many closet Republicans there. Yes, there are, especially inland, Brandon. So he was saying that he and Don Lemon have gotten death threats. Other reporters get death threats, and he's saying, I'm not saying this for sympathy, and I'm not blaming President Trump because this happens a lot. But he said, we are approaching a day when blood on the newsroom floor will be blood on the president's hands. You got to be kidding me. I've had you on my mind when I hear the people talking about CalX, where they're wanting to break. I know, Paula. we talked about, yeah, Brian is a moron, I think, Jules. We were talking about Cal Exit last week. That not only they want us to secede from the United States, but they want to do it now by giving land in California that is mostly Republican. Want to turn it over to the feds and basically give it to Native Americans. So, you know, that's their way now of what they want to do. There's a bot right there. Wanted to know what you think. I'm always worried about you there. Well, thank you, Paula. I'm worried about me here too sometimes, because if they do that, I'm out of here, and more and more things are happening. Thank you, Paula, for praying for my protection. I really appreciate it. More and more things are getting crazy, and California has always been kind of crazy, but we're talking about an extreme type of crazy now. Popotus said fake news is enemy of people, not media. There's a difference. That's right, Lori. He did say that, and media lied once again. Media lied, as they always do. That's why you can't take their word for it. They even said that Melania went against what he said about LeBron James, but I doubt that's true. Hey, Lee, I think probably what she said about LeBron is, you know, he's done a great job in certain areas. That doesn't go against the president, and I don't think the president thinks LeBron James hasn't done a good job in certain areas too. So I don't believe what they say. As you told about this black pastor James Bryant bashes the black pastors for attending the White House last Wednesday on prison reform when the body of Christ is supposed to be happy that they pray. Well, and Josette, what we're finding out is some of these pastors who have claimed to be pastors and good Christians obviously aren't. Please move soon, Carmen said. It's a total waste of time arguing with liberals. I know why people waste their time. I don't know why people waste their time doing it, Robin said. I pray you do get out of California, Robin said. LeBron should play basketball and shut up. You know who he left out in his speech thanking Fox? It was Judge Jeanine. Now, that's true, but I think he's known Jeanine so long. Good morning. He's known Judge Jeanine for like 30 years, so, I mean, you know, where would I go? See, that's the problem, Paula. I don't know where I'd go. There's one thing about California. It's absolutely gorgeous. The weather is about as perfect as you can get it. It's not too cold in the winter. It's not too hot in the summer. Hey, Rich, how are you? Texas, of course. Yeah. LeBron talked about Trump using sports to push politics. Yeah, exactly. No, my husband's not retired. Oh, I know, it was funny because he said, I forgot someone. You're welcome in Bama. Yeah. See, I just don't know. I mean, I'm from the East Coast. That's where I originally grew up. Coming to Wisconsin, a bit cold. See, that's the problem, Lee. I hate cold weather. When I left North Carolina, it was 32 degrees below zero wind chill factor. Oh, Urban Meyer's story is crazy. And that's why I hate that. Come to the South. Texas is calling you, Chezzy said. I would love some place that has weather like California. And you know what? It doesn't exist except California. And it may be something I have to give up, you know, obviously, if they start getting any more crazy than they are. It's getting serious. Saw Dinesh film here in California, was on alert for any trouble. Yeah, exactly. The hot weather is hard too. Yep, Texas has horse ranches for sale. My wife and I are moving to Charlotte area, Brendan said. See, and North Carolina, until the liberals moved in, was a pretty nice place. Florida, maybe? I don't know, Lee. You know, I don't know where in Florida I would go. We did get light snow in 77, Cully said. What scares me about Florida is all the talk about the alligators. I've been to Florida before. I got sun poisoning. Who knew you could get that being out in the sun there too long? But please report the bots. Would Florida be anything like Cali? Yeah, in some ways it would, Paula. Florida has high humidity, though. I know. Florida insects. I know, Jules. God, see, I don't know where to go. I really don't know where to go. I don't want to go to a blue state. That's totally out. So it would have to be a red state. Everything is 4 hours away. Memphis, Biloxi, and New Orleans. Well, we have snakes and we have gators in some lakes, Barbara said. Oh. See, we don't have gators. And we don't have hurricanes. Oh, you big wimps. I know. Is there anyone here from Arizona, Daniel said. And see, Arizona for me, way too hot. Montana would be beautiful in the summer, and the winter, not so much. My brother-in-laws are moving out of Florida because of overcrowding, snowbirds, and illegals. Wow. I need to know who to vote for. Well, Daniel, I mean, in Arizona, you just vote straight Republican. I mean, Lynn, Daniel needs to know who to vote for in Arizona. Arizona is so hot. Yeah, in Arizona, vote for Kelly Ward. I don't know. That's just me. In Arizona, they go out in the summertime, turn on the cars, put the air conditioning on so they can not warm up the car like they do in the winter, but cool down the car. My aunt lives in Alabama, which is close to the Gulf Shores. The Gulf, they say it's great. See, the only thing, though, about those hurricanes coming up there in Alabama, Charleston, South Carolina, Charleston has a lot of humidity. A lot of humidity. My in-laws live in Florida, so we go down there often. I don't even want to live there. Where they live, there are many alligators. Yeah, I would not like that. Yeah, I would vote for myself, Kelly Ward. Kelly Ward was for and has helped homeless veterans in Arizona. Kelly Ward tried to go against John McCain. Last time lost, but because he has such a huge moneymaker down there, people were voting for him. I would vote for Kelly Ward. She's a doctor, a smart woman. The other woman... So, I don't know, Daniel. Who are you voting for, Lynn? But it also is amazing, again, it also amazing how people like Brian Stelter and Don Lemon, they don't care if, they can say whatever they want about the president, and they don't care if it hurts them or not. And the moment anybody says something that doesn't even comes close to what they're accusing them of, they're all up in arms. Oh, okay, so looks like we all retired to Florida. Yeah, I don't know. I know Cully likes Florida and where he's at in Florida. I personally hey, Kim, I don't hurricanes, and I don't like alligators, so I don't know. But it's pretty. I mean, Florida is very pretty. I would not like, tons of illegals coming in, but tons of illegals come in here, I retired to Florida when I was 25, Marlene said. Hey, Ednan, I don't like bugs. Me either, Lori. Well, we have tornadoes, yeah. I've heard terrible things about Florida because of the drugs, Chesney said. And, yeah, well, but, there are drugs everywhere. Drugs in California, there are drugs everywhere. They've got to close the borders or they're going to continue to be drugs. So, I mean, Florida, maybe, stuff coming over, but it's coming in everywhere. So guess you are stuck in California. No, Barbara, we're going to eventually have to leave. I mean, I think unless there is a red wave that comes through here, and I just don't see how it happens because we don't have enough people here to make this red wave anymore. We're going to have to go somewhere, and I don't know where. Hurricanes, you have time to prepare. See, Cully, but the thing of it is, I have a horse, and I wouldn't want to have my horse outside in a hurricane when we're someplace else away. It's just, whatever. Move to the country wherever you go. I know, Brandon. That's about right. I hate hurricanes. My sister-in-law's house was hit by 2 hurricanes. She lives on an island off the coast of Florida. It is beautiful, Robin said. Does anybody watch Beach? What is it called? Beach Front Bargain Hunt or Beach? Is it Beach something Bargain Hunt? Beachfront Bargain Hunt. That I look at that. I'm like, oh, I could live there. Oh, I could live there. Horses get sand colic here, and yeah, I would imagine. Stay away from the populated areas. Yeah, it's expensive in Florida. So says my brother and sister-in-law. Says a gallon of milk is $5. Wow. Have a couple times. That's what I hate with horses is tornadoes. Yeah. See, that's what I'd hate, Kim. People say send your relatives to Florida. We'll send them back in body bags from people in Florida. Wow, Chesney, that's bad. Horses get sand. There used to be a joke when we were in North Carolina that highway, the freeway, or I guess they call it Interstate 95, that goes down from the like North Carolina down to Florida. They say, that's where all the old people drive down 95 just to get to Florida. Hey, Jerry, I'll have to watch the replay. Didn't have comments. Good morning. Visit places you are interested in. And yeah, I always worry about the animals in the storms. I do too. We have a horse barn and indoor riding area. You can come here. Who was that? Lori. Cool. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a clue at this point. Would love to live somewhere on the coast, but that's all liberal. Born and raised in Daytona. If you like the beach, the best Harley riding, very good. Brent, that's cool. Yeah, I would love to live even in Northern California, but I mean, again, you can't live in San Francisco. And if you go above San Francisco, it's very, very, very pricey. Please just keep broadcasts coming. I'll try, Paula. Give it my best shot. Yeah, give it my best shot. California doing more crazy things to make you move. Jerry, it's just getting crazier. I mean, they've kind of backed off that straw thing again. They're saying now that they're not going to make it a misdemeanor. I think if that had ever gone to the Supreme Court or even, an appellate court, California would have been laughed out of the room. I mean, come on. You're going to make it a misdemeanor to give somebody a straw? Have a nice day, Rich. Thank you. I mean, that's insanity, even for California. Ban straws but give out needles. Exactly. And not only that, hand out condoms to kids. You can get an abortion here when you're like 12. You don't have to tell your parents. I mean, whatever the opposite is, that's what you get in California. It's like Sodom and Gomorrah here. I mean, it really has gotten that crazy. That's nuts. Paper is disposable, more hygienic. Yeah, Jerry, whatever logic that you have in your head, you'll need to drink out of sippy cups now. I know, Lori. Whatever logic you have in your head, Jerry, just forget about it. Throw it out the window, because it's not logical, any of it here. If you come here, you and Bill can do the God's views in the same place. I know, Teresa. Some days, let me tell you, I think about it. Tennessee's not looking as bad to me as, other places. Tennessee, I would not like the tornadoes. I would not like the cold weather. But I could get in a place maybe where there weren't that many tornadoes and the weather wasn't too bad. I might do it. Don Lemon blasts Christians for voting for POTUS, who was married 3 times. Wow, and he doesn't look at his own lifestyle. Yeah, he doesn't look at the sty in his own eye, Josette. If you guys could, would you please retweet this? We're past the halfway point. Nashville has become a hot spot. I wouldn't be in Nashville. No, I would be in some small town way from the big cities. I don't want to be near a big city. I don't want to be near, like where it's so humid. Virtually all major cities and all states are liberal. Yep, plastic paper straws, okay. Metal straws harbor bacteria. That's right, Audie. That's what they say. Kick for trying to retweet. Great, Barbara. If you can't retweet now, maybe after the show, you can do it. Let's take over Hot Springs, Arkansas, Clinton Town. Well, I tell you, if anybody can think of a really good place to convince me to go to, might go there. East side of Tennessee is nice. I love having 4 seasons. Teresa said. Yeah, you know what? I haven't had 4 seasons in so long. I don't miss the 4 seasons. I honestly don't. I like the spring and the fall here the best, and the summers are pretty nice. You could live cheap in Mississippi, and I know the area for you. Yeah, I think it would be too hot, Carmen. Come to Abilene, Texas, not humid, tornadoes, skip us, no hurricanes, no alligators. Abilene is cheap. Yeah, I want to live somewhere where I'm near water, where it's not too far inland, and I worry about that, like in Texas. Can't get to a beach, right? And Tennessee too, to be honest with you. I grew up in North Carolina. We were like 9 hours away from the closest beach. I hated that. No AC everywhere, Carmen said. Just buy an RV and roam the nation. Lori, I would, but my husband works, so. And you can't really take a horse around in an RV. Hard to be landlocked. Yes, it is, D. Move near a lake. I know. Gulfport and Biloxi down the road. Yeah, I would love to be near water. I don't like lakes particularly. I like streams. Don't like lakes. They're just kind of like sitting there. I love the beach. If I could be anywhere, it would be near the beach. And I know the exact place I would go, but I don't want to tell you because I don't want everybody going there. Not you guys, but other people. But it's in California. Yes, 2 to 3 hours inland is max for me. And see, that's too far, Jerry, for me. OBX is calling you. Abilene is pretty of ranches for sale. Tons of lakes in Wisconsin. Yeah, Lee, I think Wisconsin's way too cold for me. And I was in Madison, Wisconsin once, and it was so flat you could just stand here and see for miles. I don't want flat. Plus, I have close to 500 acres you can take your horses to ride. That would be great, Carmen. I'm 20 minutes from the beach now. Yeah, see, Jerry, I could handle that. I'm 8 miles from the ocean. Okay, Cully, my husband and I are going to be moving on to your property, so you've convinced me. It's very hot all over Texas, Barbara said. Yeah, I think I like the attitude of Texas. I just don't think I could survive Texas. It's gorgeous. My family does, Carmen said. Yeah, I like the attitude. Eastern side of Tennessee is beautiful. That's where we like to visit, Robin said. Smaller towns are friendlier. Hey, Renee. Yeah, so, you can see the Gulf from your backyard. Oh, wow. Come check out North Idaho. Is that Alan? You keep telling me that. I'm writing this down. North Idaho. Dry heat isn't as bad as humid. Chezzy, actually it's worse because see, dry heat you can have a heat stroke and die, whereas with humid heat you could you'd have heat exhaustion, but you usually don't die from that. And that's who wants to die? We are moving near Lake Norman and Trump National Golf Course. Cool. Oh, we get used to it. I grew up in North Carolina. I never got used to the humidity, Barbara, and I grew up there. I stayed inside a lot during the day, which I don't want to do. I lived in San Angelo, Texas for 6 months and couldn't stand the heat of scorpions. Had one in my apartment. Oh, that's terrible. The heat, not humid. Are you moving? Renee, I'm always threatening to move because California is just getting nuttier by the day. Yeah, Kim, I don't like extreme humidity or extreme heat. Either one. I like about 75 degrees all the time, and I'd be happy. So hot you could cut the air with a butter knife. Like Washington, D.C. in the summer. Holy cow. Woo! I visited a lady in Camelback Mountain, Arizona. Oh, Camelback Mountain, Arizona. She looked like leather skin dried. Ah, because they work out in it and they don't cover up. And it's like crazy. Well, San Angelo is a strange town. Huh, Costa Rica. Well, I guess you'll just have to visit each of us for a week and see what it's like. I know, that would be so great. I would love 72 all the time and with the breeze. Oh, I know, Renee. Down by the beach, it's usually pretty good. Went to college there at ASU, Barbara said. Floridians spend all their time in the water. Well, yeah. I would too, Marlene, except for the gators there, not in the ocean, but gosh, I don't know how you guys can stand the alligators. It freaks me out to even think about it. I wouldn't want one of my dogs to disappear. Robin said, I love where we are now, even though we have all 4 seasons. Kentucky is beautiful. I don't know if you heard over the weekend, the Venezuela president was attacked by drones on Saturday. Good thing about North Carolina is we have beach and mountains. Yeah. Gators are up in South Carolina too. Canopy over your chairs and you're good to go. Come to Mississippi and save money. Carmen said, Northern Florida not as hot and more open land to live on. Northern Florida. Yeah, what I should do is move to Tennessee. Bill and I could do our show every Tuesday from a studio in Tennessee. You're forgetting the brain eating. Oh, yes. Oh, my gosh. What do you do? I do this right now. The media would not give up on the Russian hoax. They are always cooking up some things. That Russian hoax is going to go on forever. Adam Schiff is going crazy over it. We are normal people here in Chalk Bluff, Texas, kind of. Wayne said. Now, Wayne, if you represent them, come on now. I don't have a job. Hey, or is it Bay? I was a therapist and an attorney, so I don't have a job right now. But thank you. You would be close enough to visit if you moved near Bill. I know. We could do the show together live. You can get a sweet home for $200,000 to $300,000. Wow, I could build a tiny home too. You're the wisest person. You don't go outside, Lynn. You stay inside. My town and surrounding towns are calm and people get along. People of all colors get along. Paula said, I think he moved his studio to North Carolina. No, he didn't, Alan. He still has a studio there. Doing this is a full-time job for Susan. And Lee, that is the truth. I'm talking 3 to 4 bedrooms. You can move to 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue in D.C. You know, Brandon, if I were offered a job in this administration, I would be right there in D.C. And I don't like D.C., but I would be moving across country tomorrow. Wouldn't be any if and buts or maybes. I would do it. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I think Bill has a couple of studios. He's doing some teaching, and that's why he was a little bit away from Tennessee, but he still has, everything is still in Tennessee. Or remote work, haha. Yes, I would do that too, Brandon. I would do that too. Hey, Amber. Okay, so the federal court in D.C. has ruled that donors of so-called dark money groups may no longer be allowed to remain anonymous. Can't stand houses on top of each other, Jerry said. Good morning, Amber. Yeah, you know, you get used to it in California. We're side by side. A lot of liberals there. Whoa. A lot of liberals therapy. You would have plenty of clients here, Kelly said. I believe the left pushes that all white and black people hate each other because it's just not true. Yeah, Paula, it creates chaos. And that's what they want. They can remain anonymous if they use Bitcoin. Is that right, Brandon? Yeah, and that was kind of done when, let's see, Karl Rove is kind of done against what he did, which was try to unseat that Sherrod Brown in Ohio. How close was the plane crash to yesterday? It was about an hour away, Wayne. About an hour away. Let's see. Hope Hicks was spotted boarding Air Force One out of New Jersey. Will Manafort be okay? I don't know. It depends. It depends on how far the judge is willing to go and say that they have found fraud when apparently they haven't done a good job in the courtroom. So I think that in the long run, he may get a pardon if anything happens. I hope YouTube plays you well or work for POTUS. That would be so cool. Lady Gracie running on the White House lawn. Yeah, that would be cool. That would be cool. Depends on this judge. He looks tough. He does, and he's appointed by Reagan. He sounds like he has good sense. Why was Hope on Air Force One? Lori, I was just going to say, nobody seems to know. Apparently, she talked off the record to the media to tell them why, but didn't tell anybody else. We are checking to see if we work on the plane. I'm not sure why Hope would be on the plane as an advisor. I don't know. From what I understand too, she's still dating that Rob Portman. It's like, are you crazy? If what they say about him is true, she's taking her chances. Do you have a good community of people close to you who want the same things Republicans? You know, Paula, California is an odd place, which you know. I have people next to me. You're speaking fast. Please slow down. I'm difficult to understand you. Yeah, well, Mrs. Smith, I have to talk for the majority of the people who are kind of like, they can keep up. People in California, like, I have neighbors who I know are Republicans. We've had talks. I've got other neighbors that I'm pretty sure are really liberal, and other neighbors that there's no, not for us. There's no question that they're liberal. So we really don't have too many people that we band together and do things with that are Republicans. We're kind of like scattered around, and people just, and California is not so much like that. Do you see all the inner city pastors meeting with Trump? Yes, and that was great, Brandon. And then those people who came out and bashed the president for meeting with Trump because they're ridiculous, like that person I just blocked. Manafort reminds me of Frank Tangeli, the Godfather, yeah, Tangeli or whatever his name was. I think Manafort is a guy that, not unlike other people, did the same thing with money they earned overseas. And I think that's all there is about Manafort. There's nothing more, and that's all they're going to find. And is it, again, are they going to be able to prove fraud? So far, it sounds like they have not proven fraud. So I don't know what the judge is going to do, if he's going to get him on some lesser offense. I don't know. I hope they call Rod Rosenstein in, because, again, Rod Rosenstein did an investigation on this guy years ago, found that there was nothing wrong. But, of course, they'll say, yeah, but that was years ago, and now he moved beyond years ago, and so therefore we have to look at all that time in between. I see mainstream media is trying to make Junior's meeting a big deal again. Of course, Brandon, because what do they have? Nothing. Did you see the anti-violence protests in Chicago demanding the mayor step down? Yes, Amber. I think the people there are really getting sick of it. I have some statistics. 34 people were shot within 24 hours over the weekend, and 5 of them died. So, the only thing that's going to help Chicago is to allow the police to go in there and break up the gangs. That's the only thing that's going to help Chicago. No one covered it. Of course not. Yep. I don't know about everyone else, but I believe God is trying to get our attention with all of, I think so, Paula. Portland March over the weekend was crazy. Yep. 63 shot, 10 killed, Cully said. School starts today. Kids leaving the basements. Ugh. Major weather conditions going on, Paula said. Yeah. I heard also this morning that 200 active duty military are being flown in to help in the fires, and I'm pretty sure that was California's fires. California is at one point had like 15 major fires going on, 15, and it's going up like a twig over the weekend. Cully said, yeah, and Antifa, that whole thing in Berkeley was absolutely insane. God bless our troops. Absolutely. So Berkeley was crazy. There were 20 people were arrested. They found hammers, rocks, explosives, wooden sticks, metal rods, pepper spray. Fires were started. Damaged 21 city vehicles. Said neither group had permits for the rallies. Quite scary, quite crazy. They need to stop all of this crap. And again, if you got a big group like that and they don't have a permit, and they're obviously a group, why can't you break up the group? And now in Portland, they're saying, oh, the police were a little bit too harsh on the Antifa people, and they're reviewing whether or not using I think they did the canisters shot at them and the rubber bullets, and now they're really upset that the grenades that they have and rubber bullets. They should have to pay dearly for causing damage. You know what, though, Kim? You can't get blood from a turnip. If these people, most of them, probably aren't working, and so, therefore, you can charge them, but you'll never get money. They were throwing stuff at the police, so they used flashbangs. That's right, Brenda. But if you watch, these people in Portland and other places like that, they, when they have protests in, I don't know if it's like Ferguson or places like that, they feel it's absolutely okay to throw things at the police, but when they do the flashbangs back, they're upset. Does the IRS not have a statute of limitations? Barbara, I thought it was around 10 years, but I don't know. You, Josette, and what you asked me about YouTube. YouTube doesn't pay me at all. YouTube won't allow me to make money at all because I don't have enough followers on YouTube. My mom told that to the IRS one time, and they showed her they could. Helen said, "Proud Boys just chanted USA." Yeah, and I think this time in Berkeley, they weren't, Antifa wasn't allowed to wear their little masks and stuff. So that, I think that probably helped out. But the people that they arrested, woo, hola. I don't know if you saw them, but that's all I'm going to say. Kid blood from a turnip. Yeah. I know, Alan. I guess they will try. They certainly will try. Let's see. For everybody, it's the YouTube changed. Yeah. Good morning. Who was that? I missed a person. Hey, Candace. Haven't seen you in so long. How is the man whose head got cracked by Antifa? I don't know. So sorry, we're having so many trolls today praying for them. Yep. So they had to get mad for it now. I can't hang out long. Been in the hospital. Oh, Candace, why? What happened? If you want to tell us. I hope you're okay, though. Either way. I keep getting kicked off Periscope, Chessie said. Urgent gallbladder surgery. Been there, done that, Candace. I feel for you. My gosh. Did you, they didn't have to cut you, right? You had the, like a stop surgery. YouTube didn't know the gym. Thanks, Jessette. Did you, they didn't have to cut you, right? Was sick for 10 days prior to, yeah. I'll tell you one thing. For anybody who's ever had that gallbladder, I really wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. Yep, you had holes there. Yeah, laparoscopic. I can never say it. But I was in so much pain. I was off the Richter scale. I mean, seriously, off the scale. And it is the worst pain, I think, one of the worst pains that you could ever have. So I'm glad that you had the surgery, glad everything went well, and I'll tell you, after I had my surgery, and they almost had to cut me because mine was so huge that they almost couldn't get it out. They had to drain it and get it out, and they had to make 2 holes to get it out. Normally they make 1. The next day, man, I was up, going. I was ready to go. Republican groups are usually not the agrees or during protests. It's the left. Yep. Troll found me. See, gallbladder surgery is the best surgery I've ever had, Lori said. Yep. Yeah, the only bad thing is once you have that, okay, Jerry, once you have that surgery, you really can't eat the same things that you used to. At least that's what I'm finding. But, I mean, I was so glad to get that thing out of me. The next day, I felt like $1 million. And I couldn't even wait for the doctors to check me out. I'm like, okay, I gotta go. And they're like, well, we're not going to send you a wheelchair because you're not going to use it, right? And I'm like, no, I'm not going to use it. I'm not going to wait for it. I'm out of here. And basically, they were shocked that I was so, well the next day. I had mine out, and I've had nothing but trouble ever since, Julia said. Yeah, some people can be really tough, Julia. But I had no choice. It was a emergency surgery. Sounds like my husband, he had his gallbladder removed. I know, Robin. You just, like spicy stuff. Susan, have you talked about all the Alex Jones Facebook pages being removed? No, I haven't, Brandon, but thanks for bringing that up. Alex Jones, they've taken him down off of iTunes and a lot on Facebook. My son had gallbladder surgery. He says now he has to go to the bathroom after spicy foods. Everyone flush your gallbladder. Yeah, you really can't have a lot of spicy foods. However, what I do for spicy foods is I drink the apple vinegar and water. Best stuff I've ever had for, like, if you have indigestion, stomach problems, or anything. I'm not telling you what to do. Talk to your doctor. But I'm saying that basically for me, it has been a godsend and been incredible. Took him off of Spotify too. Yeah, they've taken him off of everything, saying, well, this is just a way to get rid of the conspiratorial news content. Now, I don't like news like that. I don't like conspiracy theories. However, I think you have a right to read those type of things if you want to. You have a right to believe those type of things if you want to. You can only stream live on Periscope. And for how long, Brandon? You know, for how long? Fatty foods limit peanut butter, bacon, flush with apple cider vinegar. I hear that the apple cider vinegar is great, Jerry. Concentrated effort. Yeah, it really is. I mean, think about Alex Jones, how much money he was making. And now have your platforms closed down like that. Oh, I've seen far worse online too. And how about all the pornography? Are they going to take that off or leave that on? I don't like Alex Jones, but it's one more Republican voice we lose. I don't like Alex Jones either. I don't believe in his conspiracy theories. I don't like, the apple cider vinegar. Not at all, Lori. And you take it with water. You put 2 teaspoons of apple cider vinegar in water, like a cup of water. My dad uses Epsom salts for his gallbladder. Alex has his own app now. Either way, either we have free speech or we don't. Never watch him anyway, but it's his right. Yep, I drink jogging in a jug, a half can of grape juice. Wow. Apple juice and vinegar. Okay, Jones can be extreme, but don't censor because you don't agree with him. Exactly, Jerry. I say again, he has the right to say whatever he wants to say. Who's next? I wonder. I'm thinking of people connected to him. I tried ACV, can't stand the taste. You know, hold your nose and just drink it down, Julia. I mean, seriously. That's if it, and you don't have to drink it all at once, but I don't know. I didn't find it that bad. But you could hold your nose and do it because it is really good for you from what I've heard, everything that I've read. And, for people who've had problems, litmus test for sure, Brandon said. Yeah, I would say Laura Loomer might be next. You mix the ingredients, drink a glass a day, add honey. He's like reading the National Enquirer. He is, Barbara. Bill Mitchell was being censored, shadow banned, followers removed. Wow. You drink what for stomach problems? Apple cider vinegar, Carmen. It's 2 teaspoons of apple cider vinegar in a glass of water. And it's for heartburn, indigestion, anything like that. I can see Laura Southern being targeted. The mother vinegar, Jerry said. Or some people have acid reflux that you wouldn't think, but the apple cider vinegar works on the acid reflux. I started watching Alex Jones in high school. Yeah, like Bragg's. Yeah, I can't stand to drink that though, Jerry. Ugh. There is a special drink, yes, Mother's. Bragg's with Mother's work. Yeah, see, I don't like that Bragg's drink. I can drink it, but I don't like it. Big Tech is playing God, who goes and who stays, their day is coming. Yep. Good point, Josette. We actually had a jogging in a jug plant that produced it, and it was in the grocery store. Wow. Several people in my family drink apple cider vinegar. It does work. It does. It's amazing. It doesn't work for everybody. Kombucha works. I drink that Synergies. I drink kombucha every day. I love Synergies. Now, some people hate Synergies because of that vinegary taste. And it is kind of some people either like it or they don't. They sell apple cider vinegar pills now. There you go, Julia. They sell the pills in apple cider vinegar. Synergy is the best. It is good. It's too dang expensive, though, Brandon. That's the only bad thing. Hubby takes the pills. There you go. Little old people said it really worked. Someone told my sister could drink with her chemo. Please tell me again. Apple cider vinegar. Is that what you're... Oh, I don't know about the chemo. Beetroot. What is Synergy? It's the name of the drink. It's called Synergy. Kind of pricey. Yeah, about $3 and something a bottle. Is Synergy a brand name? Yes, I believe so. I made my own kombucha for a while. Too much work. I know, Julia. I was going to say, people do that, and it is a lot of work. Julia, did you hear they said that you can get the apple cider vinegar, excuse me, in pill forms now? So that may be something that you want to look into if you want to take it. Because you said you hated the taste, so that might work for you. That would be good. Sehr gut. Sehr gut. Anything with quinine and bitter lemon will stop sickness. Oh, wow. Use probiotics. Yeah, probiotics are good. Yes, I will try that. Yeah, that would be good. I may even get that too, just so I don't have to mix it. But I'm okay with drinking it. Either way, I'm fine with that. Well, the hour has flown by. Make sure you get pure AC. Yeah, I get pure. Have a great day, everybody. Brandon, keep up the search for work. Everybody, thank you so much for coming. If you would, please retweet this, if you will. And we'll see you back here again mañana. All right, everybody, God bless. Take care. Thank you, everybody, on YouTube. I will see you tomorrow. Take care. God bless.